Christy Code Red here, author, entrepreneur, retired professional boxer. I just climbed the stairs. I'm like, ooh. Those of you guys know I live in a 3-level house. I've been thinking about something, you guys. I've been thinking about your mental health. How's your mental health? How's your mental health? This is a term that just gets thrown around all the time. You know, it's such a broad term that we just say, and it really doesn't even, we might not even know what it means. It's like a general term that kind of covers a wide area, right? But in the day and age of such a fast-paced lifestyle, we forget to tend to our mental health. Now, let me preface this by saying I am not a counselor. I am not trained in this area. And I'm really not even that good at talking about this. But it is, I'm going to give it a shot anyway, because it is something that you all need to be reminded of. Even if I'm not that great at articulating it, I can still jog your memory. I can still make you stop and go, it might cause you pause. A lot of people, they view mental health differently, like taking care of their mental health. I can just speak for myself. Like I can tell you, I'm a little different maybe than some of you, that my idea of taking care of my mental health is exercise. And it's not something that we, remember, exercise has nothing to do with weight loss. You can lose all the weight you want without having to exercise, but exercise is a healthy part of life. And once our rebels reach goal weight, we do transition them to exercise. And so for me every day, because I'm not in weight loss mode, it is part of my daily routine. So for me, it's not just the endorphins that people are like, oh, just a runner's high or something like that. No, it's so far beyond that for me. I mean, it is like if I go to the gym and I lift, weights and stuff. I mean, that's fine. That's me taking care of my body. That's me. I have chronic back issues, making sure my back issues don't come back. It's me fighting bone density loss as I age. That's fine. I mean, that there's not a but for me, exercise in other forms like running the trails with Annabelle, oh my gosh. I mean, I love that. It's not even the running part. Believe me, I'm not even a good runner. I love being out with her in nature. As you know, I love Boise. I'm crazy about Idaho. I'm from Idaho. I'm an Idaho farm girl. And I love being on the Idaho trails. And so for me, getting out on the trails, it really does me so much good mentally. For some of you, prayer and meditation might be a way for you to keep up with your mental health, to pour into your mental health. And, when I say prayer, I was raised I was raised pretty religious, which is not a good thing. Religion is man-made laws. I was raised religious, and although I've always loved Jesus, I never quite understood how much Jesus loved me and understood that God is not mad at me. I didn't understand that until I was in my 40s. And so, when I was growing up, when you pray, you fold your hands right here in front of you and you bow your head and you don't open your eyes. And when we get knocked up behind the head, if you looked around during prayer at church or something, and a lot of you guys are laughing because maybe you relate, right? And so it's I don't want you to think when I say prayer that you have to be like, dear Jesus, thank you for this day that you've given us. I mean, you can if you want. But prayer can be anytime, any way, in any form. You can be standing, sitting, you can be running, you can be biking, you can be walking to your job. You can be there's so many different ways just to talk to God. That's all that he wants. He just wants you to talk to him. God wants to be a part of every single bit of your life. He doesn't just want to be a part of the good times or the bad times. He wants to be with you when you grocery shop. He wants to be with you when you drive to the post office. He wants to be with you all times. So when I say prayer and meditation as a form of taking care of your mental health, it doesn't have to be a certain type of prayer in a certain way in a certain room. It doesn't have to be that way. Don't just go by what you think the Bible characters did or by what you think you were raised to believe in. It's just like a friendship. It's a relationship with God. And that really helps people feel like their mental health is tended to. I don't know if that's right. When they pray on a regular basis, I can personally say that I wish I prayed more regularly. I just kind of go throughout the day and, look at my to-do list. And my to-do list is huge. Every day it's always something new, and I kind of just don't stop to talk to God, just like a friend. So I need to get better at that. And meditation, you guys, I am not an expert on it. I have done it in the past. When I lived in New York City, had a lot of anxiety because it's very difficult to live in New York City by yourself, and the Upper West Side, 100th and West Broadway by yourself. And it's expensive and it's stressful being a subcontract employee, and got a dog, and I just had a lot of anxiety. I missed my family. I didn't like it. I was just, I ate a lot of sugar as a way to try to numb my brain, which it did. And when I was going through counseling for my sugar addiction, I was taught how to meditate, and I actually got into it for a while. I went to meditation classes and I went to meditation studios. There's hundreds of different ways to meditate, and it can be super intense all the way to super, super simple. But that might be a way for you to tend to your mental health. Another way to tend to your mental health could be quilting or knitting or working on your car. That does things to, it's whatever is gonna be calming to you, whatever brings you relaxation, whatever brings you peace. I painted for a long time, and I got away from it when we moved to this house because we didn't have a utility sink, and Miles finally put one in for me so I could wash my paintbrushes. And that was wonderful for my mental health, just wonderful. So there are lots of ways for you to tend to your mental health, but the point of this video is you need to stop and check yourself. You truly are no good to anyone else if you are not taking care of yourself. You're going to be strung out all the time and just wrong out and always burning the midnight oil and always on E. Guys, you got to fill your cup. What fills your cup? It could be sitting down and watching a baking show on Netflix. I tell you, Miles, he watches Miles, he loves guns and he watches gun YouTubes, but that's what he loves. I don't know if that feeds into his mental health or not. I don't know. It's like I can just hear gunfire all the time and Miles is watching YouTubes. So, but far be it for anybody to judge anybody on whatever method they use to pour into their own mental health. Whatever method you use is the right method. Do you see what I'm saying? There is no right or wrong way to do this. It's whatever recharges your batteries. It's whatever makes you feel ready to go, loved. I love myself. I'm energized. I'm recharged. I'm regenerated. All those words. It's whatever you need to do. What do you need to do? You need to go walk around barefoot in your garden? What do you need to do? You just need to take a walk around the block? I don't know. I don't know what your method is. I know my Fitbit has me do this thing where 2 minutes, I have to stare at the face of the Fitbit watch, and it's called Relax. That's the little button that you push, and it takes you through deep breathing exercises for 2 minutes, and it works. Just it does that and over and over and over for 2 minutes. And it's amazing. So I just encourage you to explore this. Stop for 1 second. You don't need to get all hippity dippity. You guys know I'm not hippity dippity. Stop for 1 second and just check in with yourself. That's all I'm asking. Just check in with yourself. How are you doing? How is your mental health? All right, I care about you. And I'm thinking about you. Have a good one, okay? All right.